What do you need to know about the first stage of labor? Let's hash it out. Hello baby bloomers, I'm Ursula and I'm back again with another video on the stages of labor. Today we're talking only about the first stage. If you missed last week's video about all the 3 different stages of labor, click up here on the card and go check it out and then come back to this video. The first stage of labor is pretty gnarly. It's the longest and it actually has 3 phases within it: early labor, active labor, and transition. Early labor is the longest phase, and it can last anywhere between 8 to 12 hours. But again, it's very individual. So for you, it may be a little bit more or it may be a little bit less. And your cervix is effacing or getting softer, and you're dilating between 0 to 3 centimeters at this point. Your contractions are pretty mild at this point, and they may feel like menstrual cramps or back pains. That's how I felt my contractions. It was back labor all the way. And something that made me feel really good was warm showers. Nice warm showers with the water running on my lower back felt fabulous during those contractions. And your contractions are lasting between 30 to 45 seconds and very regular, maybe lasting anywhere between 5 and 30 minutes between contractions. But something to keep in mind when you're timing contractions is that even if they start picking up, they're not going to be the same increment of time between them at every contraction. So you really should consider an average over a period of time. So your average length between contractions over about an hour is what you should be counting. And in the early phase of labor, you might actually feel excited or nervous or anxious because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna meet my baby today or tomorrow or in 2 days. Hopefully not, hopefully today. Just keep in mind not to rush out to the hospital at this phase, because in all likelihood, if you go to the hospital right now, they're not gonna admit you because you're not gonna be dilated far enough, and your labor may actually slow down. So stick around at home for as long as you can. That second phase is active labor. Active labor may last anywhere between 3 to 5 hours, and here you're dilating between 4 to 7 centimeters. Your contractions are going to be about 45 to 60 seconds long, and they might be anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes apart. They're definitely going to be getting stronger, and they're going to be longer at this point and more intense. And because of this, you're going to feel serious at this point. You're going to be getting down to work, and you're not going to be wanting to joke around, getting down to labor. This is usually the time they recommend that you go to the hospital, when your contractions are about 4 to 5 minutes apart, lasting about a minute in length. Again, keep in mind that your labor might slow down when you head to the hospital. Transition is the last of the 3 phases of first stage. It's also the hardest. It's also supposed to be the shortest. It wasn't for me. It's supposed to be anywhere between 30 minutes to 2 hours long. For me, it lasted 5 hours. But this is the time I actually headed out to the hospital, and I do think it was because all the commotion that was happening, and they were checking me and I was checking in. Just the nature of having to be around people when you're doing something like that might lead your labor to slow down a little bit, which is why I think mine lasted a little bit longer. Here, your cervix is dilating anywhere between 8 to 10 centimeters, and the contractions are anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes, no, not 90 minutes, 60 to 90 seconds in length. And they're coming anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes apart. They're definitely super intense. They feel super strong, definitely long, and you are going to feel self-doubt. This is probably what your emotional state going to be like at this point. You're not going to think that you can do it. You're going to be like, no, what was I thinking? This is definitely how I felt. But don't worry, you're so close when you get to this phase, and I definitely felt that way. For sure, it was super hard, but I got through it, and so can you. You're gonna rock this. You're rocking it. Don't worry about it. And another thing that might happen during this phase is that you might lose your inhibition. I certainly did. I wanted to be nothing but naked once I got to the hospital. As soon as I got there, I took off my clothes and I did not want to put them back on. In fact, I had to put a gown to walk down to my room to deliver the baby, and I didn't even want to do that. So keep that in mind. That might happen to you. And today's question is, what are some strategies that you are thinking about using to help yourself get through labor? Let me know in the comment section. Also, if you have any other comments or questions, let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, share it with a friend and subscribe. And here's today's cuteness factor.